Live streaming on KTLA Plus, LA's very own. Actor Carlo Mendez from Dexter Original Sin joins us live in studio. Plus,
keep your batteries charged, packages safe, and your plants growing. Smart gadgets to make life easier. Next, Rich on Tech.
Today. Broadcasting across California with Nikki Lorenzo. This is Inside California Politics.
Glad you're with us this week. I'm Nikki Lorenzo in Sacramento. On the show today, Governor Newsom is back in California. After a trip to Washington, D.C. this week, he met with President Trump and lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to help secure funding for wildfire victims in Southern California. We also learned California Attorney General Rob Bonta likes his job, wants to keep it, announcing this week he will not run for governor in 2026 and instead plans to seek re-election for AG. Bonta was appointed by Governor Newsom to become Attorney General in 2021 to fulfill the remainder of Javier Becerra's term after he was tapped to serve as Health and Human Services Secretary in the Biden administration. And inside the Capitol building this week, lawmakers in the Assembly finally passed 2 bills aimed at fighting the Trump administration. So this was part of Governor Newsom's special session to fight the administration. Total funding attached to the bills is $50 million. So let's go in depth on all of this with our Capitol reporter, Eitan Wallace. All right, Eitan, I want to start with that meeting that the governor had with President Trump. We really didn't learn a whole lot afterwards, just that it was productive. Anything else that you have gotten in your reporting about that meeting between the president and Gavin Newsom?
Oh, yeah, Nikki. Well, first of all, you're exactly right. Newsom called this, to quote him, an incredibly productive meeting. So that's interesting, number one. Now, here's what we have learned about the meeting. Yes, they brought up the issue of the emergency fire aid for Southern California. Apparently, that was a big part of the meeting. Now, of course, a big deal here is what Trump has said in the past, threatening to condition aid based on the state's water policy. And Trump has also said he wants to see changes to the state's voter ID laws. Well, did that come up in the meeting? Well, according to Newsom, it did not. And I'm quoting Newsom when I say this here. Newsom said, quote, "I hope we can move beyond that." So that's interesting that that did not come up in the meeting. Newsom thinking very positively about this meeting in terms of his ability to get aid to Southern California. So that is what we have learned. Newsom also said that he hopes to move forward with Trump. He believes it's a very important relationship to have with the person who holds the office of the President of the United States. Now, one final thing I want to say, Nikki, is remember, it's not just Trump who met with Newsom and Newsom met with Trump. Newsom also met with members of Congress from both sides of the aisle. We are talking Republican Ken Calvert, Republican Doug LaMalfa, just some of the Republicans he met from the California delegation. Of course, he also met with Democrats, prominent Democrats, including Senators Adam Schiff and Alex Padilla. I am told from Newsom's team that those meetings went well. It should be said, though, that we really have yet to hear from Trump and the Republicans about their takes on the meeting, but so far from the Newsom side, it was productive. Nikki?
Well, that's a perfect tease because we have one of those Republicans, a critic of Gavin Newsom, Kevin Kiley, coming up later in the show. And also, I think it's important to note that Governor Newsom, the first Democratic governor to meet in the Oval Office with the president. I want to ask you about Attorney General Rob Bonta. We learned this week he will not run for governor. I know you spoke with his top advisor. What did he tell you about why he decided not to run?
Well, it comes down to this when it comes down to Bonta and his top advisor saying that Bonta still wants to continue fighting